Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie or Cakes, and today I just really felt like playing in my Korean beauty products, my K-beauty stuff, and also just kind of doing a little show and tell because I have been a very big fan of Korean culture since I feel like it's been a very long time now. I first got into the music in 2007. Yes, K-pop old head over here. I even still have some albums, and I have the new Candy Bong from Twice from when I went to the concert. I have Infinitize from Infinite. This, oh my god, this album. I got this when I went to South Korea, and I think I had also gotten either an IOI album or the Like a Cat from AOA, but I ended up selling them. I needed money. So sadly, only a couple albums managed to stay. Like this one. Oh my god, who remembers when EXO used to release both their album in Korean and Chinese? Because I'm pretty sure this is the Chinese version. Because I sold the Korean one because the cover didn't look as good. And then at one of the last cons that I went to, my partner got me the Ready to Be album. I love Twice. I just do. And then my One of One album from SHINee, it's in a location that I cannot reach, or else I would show you. And I even kept a ton of my Korean books from college. Anyways, that being said, I do have some K-beauty products that we will jump into from a couple different brands. I also included Joah Beauty because even though it's not like from Korea, it's technically like kind of a collaboration and K-beauty inspired. I'm going to be using my Klairs Supple Preparation Unscented Toner, which is Korean skincare. I did use a face mask, so I'm only going to use a little bit. I do want to get back into K-dramas though, because I've kind of fallen off from that. Now, where are my drops? I also have the Klairs Freshly Juiced Vitamin Drops. It's pure vitamin C and Centella Asiatica extracts. Whatever that means. It's definitely helped at least a little bit with my hyperpigmentation, but I do need something stronger. Sometimes I will drop it on my face, but this time, because of face mask, I'm just going to press it in. Gonna move you aside onto my Etude House Soonjung 2X Barrier Intensive Cream. This is actually starting to feel a little light. I actually got this because during the winter time my face was so flaky and peeling and dried out, and usually I don't have dry skin. I'll have dry patches, which I feel like everyone has, but I will never have straight up dry skin, and I was dried. And so my friend Ari was like, oh, I use this K-beauty product. And I was like, oh my god, what is it? Please tell me. I will get my hands on it if I can. And she was like, oh, I use this Barrier Intensive Cream. It is a bit on the thicker side. It saved my skin all throughout winter. I do want to move on to something else. There's a different Klairs product that I used to use before I started using this one, and I might go back to that one because it is of a thinner consistency. This is really thick. I mean, it lasts. It's hydrating all right, but I don't need something that hydrating. It's just going to make my skin get even oilier. Okay, this is kind of what we're working with. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on sunscreen, even though I don't really plan on going outside today, but I need to get like in the habit of putting on sunscreen. And so I'm going to be using my Klairs All Day Airy Sunscreen. SPF 50+. I don't believe in the 50+, but sure. I did take this with me to Universal, and I mean, it was fine. I just like to do some dots. Can't forget my forehead. And for a second, this was also getting a bit flaky on me, and then I realized I just have to do my skincare before. because yes, I made the mistake of just putting it on my bare skin and it said, girl, no. It said, girl, what are you doing? Okay, so now that my skincare is out of the way, I'm just going to start showing you the things that I have, and I am going to be going by brand. Okay, so first, I think I just want to go over the Creme Shop because it's what I have the most of. Okay, so first, I want to go over my Creme Shop items because I just have so many, and then I am going to do swatches. So this is from their brightest crayon in the box. It is a highlighter in the shade Intergalactic. You can see my makeup has stained it. That's what it looks like. It's a very pretty purple and blue. I don't use it quite as much because I have something similar from Kaleidos, but I do want to use it more. We do have one of their French Kiss blushes in the shade Mon Chéri. They did discontinue this one and they did discontinue that highlighter. I don't know why. I did honestly like this blush. You can see usage. I've used it quite a bit. And I will continue to do so until it's like done. As you can see, it's just a really nice berry. Do another swatch on top. It's really buildable. It's really nice, especially for a powder blush. I really like it. And then this is one of their cushion blushes. It's in La Vie en Rose. Again, I don't know why they ended up discontinuing so much of these things. Like, I totally get needing new stuff, but like, come on now. Let's see if it'll show up. Kind of see it. It's really buildable. I'm really sad that they discontinued it. So I'm just going to use it up. I do have one of the highlighters. It is in Rose Gold Glow, but if I'm being honest, there's not a lot of product that ends up coming out on it. Yeah, it's like basically empty, which is so disappointing. Like there's barely anything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, should I put a little bit of water on it? Like some kind of releasing agent? I don't know. I do have one of their cream gel eyeliners. I don't think they make this anymore. It's a pretty dry formula, if I'm being honest. But I do have Duralene, and it pretty much works just fine once I put just one drop of Duralene on it. Actually, even now, it's... Oh yeah, ever since I put some Duralene on it, it works a lot better. I do have two of the Creme Shop's freckle pens. I really like both of them, but my favorite is definitely the Brown Star. So this is the Freck side. A very nice dark brown that does show up on me. Wow, I had to fight to get this cap off. But very pretty Brown Star. And then I do have the black one. I actually use this Freck side for eyeliner because, I mean, it's pretty good. And I don't use the hearts as much as I used to. There we go, that one's a little better. And then I do have some lipsticks that I'm going to quickly swatch for you guys, as well as a lip oil. Here's one of their Velvet Matte lipsticks in the shade Girls Night Out. I don't really wear this often, but I feel like college me would love this because it's basically a very beautiful red. And all I used to wear in college was red lipstick. And then here's another one in the shade Frenemy, which is more of a dark berry. It's actually a bit redder in person, and I kind of wish it was just brown. Yeah, but even in the swatch you can kind of tell. And then I have another one in the shade Cozy, which I've worn on camera many times, which is crazy because it's just a very basic nude that has a little bit of pink in it. And I used to absolutely hate nudes, but my sister, she opened up my eyes, okay? I learned because of her. This one is more of a satin lipstick, and it is in the shade Brooklyn. I don't dislike it, but it feels more on the waxy side. But it is also more of a brown, kind of a terracotta. It has some orange in there. But here they are a little bit closer. And then I do have one of the Hello Kitty lip oils. This one is in strawberry. It smells really good. And it does have a little bit of color to it. And then another lip product I have is one of the Hello Kitty and Creme Shop's What Are You? I think it's more of like a balm. And it is also bright red. It is the shade Strawberry Sweetheart. I'll just put it right here. Honestly, it's almost the same color as Girls Night Out, but the formula is just way softer. I do have one of their I think it's called What the Acne concealer, and it is in the shade Deep 60. To my knowledge, this is still the deepest shade, and I use this to contour sometimes. Put it right here. And I like the formula just fine. It's just that it's still leaking that really weird like oil. And I have one palette left. I used to have a couple, but I really wanted to keep this Creme Shop and Line Friends palette because I don't really wear nudes. I don't really wear neutrals that often, but I just loved the layout of this palette. You can still get this. This one is one of the few things that aren't discontinued. I think some of those lipsticks are discontinued now. And I'm just going to swatch some of these. I don't really like chunky glitters like this, but it actually sticks. And here's one of those satins. Again, they're just really beautiful. So now I am going to go wash my hands before I talk about the next brand. So the next brand I want to show you guys is Joah. I do have quite a couple things from them, but I've also decluttered quite a bit because I just happen to use it up. Joah did go through kind of a rebranding, so a lot of this is the old packaging, and then some items just didn't make the cut. So first I have Joah's Crystal Glow Jelly Balm Highlighter. It is like a squishy consistency. It isn't bad, but I do feel like it's more of a glitter than anything else. So it definitely gives you a glow, but it does feel more like a glitter and less of like a highlighter to me. I do have the Blurring and Cooling Primer. This is actually brand new. I am trying to use up some other primers before I dip into this, so I don't know if it's good or not. Of course, my favorite Joah BB cream. I believe this has new packaging now. This is the shade Mocha, which was previously the darkest shade. I'm not sure if they've gone any deeper. I only have one of their Glassify lip glosses now. It is in the shade Milky Way. I've used it only a couple times. Such a weird spot to put it, but there it is. It's definitely got brown in it, which is why I liked it. I still have my Brow Down to Me eyebrow pencil, which has the pencil side. It does have a bit of a drier consistency than what I would like. And then it does have a gel side, which is also the deeper color. It's not bad, but I do prefer the clear one. I did have to finally throw that one away, so I'm a little sad about it. And then I have one of the Maker Jealous gel eyeliners in brown. I did not like this. I only like that it has a twist up mechanism, but it's just, the color is fine, but it just feels so dry that I don't really like it. And then the last thing I have is one of their lineup liquid eyeliners. This one has a felt tip and it is in the shade brown and it's good. The color is a bit lighter than I would like, but it is a bit on the buildable side. That is all for Joah, and now we're going to move on to the next brand. Now on to Etude House. I actually only have these two left. This is one of their fixing tints. It is in the shade, what are you? It is in the shade Soft Walnut. This actually isn't the shade that I wanted, but I made a mistake when I ordered it. I mean, the color is pretty. It's got an orange kind of base to it. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say it's terracotta. It's really pretty, but I just don't really wear it. And then this lipstick was from my friend Sophie back when we were in Korea, and I never got rid of it. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is crazy. And it's pink. Oh, it's so bright. But those are the only two I have left, so we're going to move on to the next brand. And the last thing we have are two of the Peri Pera water gel tints. And then I've got 3 of the 3CE velvet lip tints and one to replace one of these. So first I've got this in the shade Beat Press. I'm pretty sure these are also discontinued. This is very old. I should probably throw it away. I will not. It's a really pretty berry. And I always loved the packaging. But I really need to either use these up. Actually I think both of them are used up maybe halfway. And then the second one is in the shade Cherry Press. And it's a red. They're both really pretty. I just haven't really been in a lip stain mood. And then for the 3CE lip tints, this one is in the shade Private. Which is also a red. I do really like the formula. This one is in the shade Pink. I do kind of regret getting it just because of the shade. But I like to mix them together so everything kind of works out. Yeah, it's pink alright. Oh god. And then the last shade, which is my absolute favorite, is Taupe. Because it's more of a brown with a little bit of orange in there. I like using them together though. And I liked Taupe so much that I did get a replacement for when it runs out. I'm very lucky that there's a store now that sells 3CE in person, so I can go get the product whenever I want to. Some things that I did forget to show you guys is my No Problem primer. Oh no. It's almost empty. Okay, next we are going to go on to my foundation, which is going to be that Joah one, because that's the deepest it's going to get. And I am going to be using my spatula. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. buffing brush. Okay, next we are going to be moving on to concealer. I don't have any K Beauty concealer for my face. I only have that one for contouring. So I'm just going to be moving on to my Maybelline Fit Me really quick. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a little bit of my other Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 20 Sand. Okay, this is what we're working with. Not bad. I'm going to go ahead and go into that Creme Shop Deep 60. I'm actually going to take this other e.l.f. brush that is supposed to be for highlighting. It's also falling apart. I'm going to use that. It's a bit softer than what I typically use, but it is getting the job done. Now for my nose, I might need to go to a smaller brush, but we'll try. Surprisingly not terrible, I guess. Now we are going to move on to some blush. I am going to be using my Cushion. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but it is very subtle. I'll put some on my nose too. Okay, nothing crazy. I'm going to move on to my brows. I'm actually going to be using the Creme Shop dark brown eyeliner, creamy gel eyeliner. I'm going to add my 1 drop of my Inglot Durline. I was very skeptical when people started talking about Durline, but honestly, it's not bad. I'm really trying to not have the same fiasco I had last time, so I will not overdraw. I'm just going to fill it in a little bit. I lied, I overdrew it. But not by a lot. I'm going to leave it now and move on to the other one. This always happens. This one came out better. What do I do? Well, I look like a villain. And, I don't know. I don't think they match either. It's good enough. Okay, and now I'm going to reach into that Crystal Glow Jelly Balm highlighter. It can also get really flaky. And you can definitely overdo it with this to where it'll just look like kind of patchy. Put some on my nose. I think because my face is very, I wouldn't say natural, but it just looks very soft. I think I'm actually going to dip into my Only Romand palette. This is the Better Than palette in Berry Fuchsia Garden. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It shows up on my skin tone, and that is all that matters. So I am just going to quickly do like a little eye look, and then I will pick a lip, because I am caught in between trying to use my Peri Pera lip tint or possibly my Creme Shop lip oil. But let's just jump right into it. Super base because I don't have any Korean primer. Just gonna use this little petite eye blender to blend this out. Okay, we got our eye base down, and I think first I'm actually going to dip into this shade right here. And move quickly. Together with this white base, it's actually really showing up nicely. It's only a bit on the powdery side, but I don't mind that. Okay, now I think I'm actually going to dip into, I'm caught between this and then the deeper berry. I guess I'm just going to go with the second to deepest berry. It is blending in well. And then I'm going to dip back into that light pink. I think my eye base went higher on one side, and so it's starting to make it look weird. So I think I'm just gonna add some more of that lighter pink. And then I'm actually going to be a little crazy, and I'm actually going to dip into this one, which is like the lightest pink in here, besides this white shade. To kind of give it, I'm trying to give it kind of like a wing. And it kind of worked. Interesting. I did lose a ton of that mid-shade pink, so I'm going to add some back in. And then lastly, dipping back into that deepest shade that I used. And blend them together. So I'm just trying to see if they match or not. Sometimes when I'm blending, I just feel like whatever's on the top layer kind of gets, just wipes away, which is a little annoying. I'm just going to go in with some shimmer then. I'm going to try this white one. And yeah, just see how it goes. That has some of the most beautiful shimmer I've seen. Because it's like a white base, but it's got purple, pink. I see some silver in there, little gold flecks in there too. I'm going to try and fix it up with my brush. It kind of doesn't want to spread with my brush, and I don't like that. And it is a bit on the crumbly side too, which is kind of hard if you're trying to be precise. gonna go into a different shimmer, which is definitely more of a topper shade. You can kind of see it, but not really. They don't look the same. This is going to irritate me so bad. Okay, that's a little bit better. I did add a little bit of the red shimmer that I have to put on my inner corner. The mattes were fine when it came to fallout, but because of shimmer, it's really pretty and I do like it. Don't get me wrong, but fallout could be something serious. Okay, that is all I'm going to do for my eyes. The fallout, it's gonna kill me. Maybe with this big fluffy brush, I can try. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. I should have put down powder, but if I'm being honest, I completely forgot. So I'm really just gonna swish it around and see if I can get it to spread a bit more. And I am going to powder, at least a little bit, because I finally got my favorite Essence Brighten Up pressed powder. This is the only one that I like. I don't know why. It just is. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm going to be using my pointed foundation brush from e.l.f. because I just want to get a couple places. Put my eye, on my nose, and a bit on my laugh lines. Then I think I actually want to put on a little bit more of the blush, not the blush, of the highlighter. I'm also going to go right here. And this is kind of what we're working with. I don't have a setting spray that is K Beauty, so I'm just going to use my LA Girl Shimmer Spray. It's a finishing spray for face and body. This one is in gold, but they also have a really pretty rose gold one that I kind of wish I kept. I need to get a new little fan. And of course, there are some things I forgot to do before I put on my setting spray, but we're still going to do them anyway. So I think I do want to put some stars on. So we've got some stars on. I like to make them uneven. I'll do a little bit of freckles, just a little bit. Okay, and we've just done a little bit of freckles. And then I'm like, do I want to put on a brown liner? I don't have a brown liner that I feel like is deep enough for what I want. Let me try this Joah liner, which there's no precision to this thing. Yeah, it's not very good. I'm just gonna, this is what I used for my eyebrows. I'm gonna see if I can clean it up. Like, maybe I could just use the pot. I'm like, wait a minute, why am I making this harder on myself? I'm gonna grab a teeny tiny eyebrow brush. Gonna dip back into this creamy gel liner, which is now a bit creamier because of the Darling. That's a bit better. They don't match, but they're not the worst that I've ever done. I don't have any K-Beauty mascara, but I remember really liking an Etude House one. So I'm just going to use my Almay Volume and Conditioning Mascara. It is definitely used up for sure. It's still got some life left in it. I'm going to try and use it up as much as I can, but I've used it a lot. And now the last thing I want to do is my lip. I don't really want to put on lip liner. Let me just try this Peri Pera lip tint. I'm gonna use my finger. Okay, so before my camera overheated, all I did was add more of this beat press to my upper lip. I used a little bit of the lip oil on my lower lip, which is why it's visibly lighter. And then I slathered all of it with my Essence Extreme Shine in Crystal Clear. Haven't done anything else to my face. This is what we're working with. This is the final look. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I know it was slightly chaotic. I did try to talk a little less just so I could go through more product quickly, and I hope that you guys did enjoy my very messy swatches. Other than that, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. I've been thinking about trying out the Douyin style of makeup. We might do it. We might do it. I do have a couple looks in the works, inspired by the Super Princess Peach game, the new one, Showtime. I have been streaming it over on Twitch and playing it off Twitch. It's such a good game. I really enjoy it. But anyways, this video isn't about that. It's about this. But guys, remember to hydrate and have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe.